Hi Esther, how you doing? Thank you for sending in your pictures. Let's have a look. The first series of pictures was entitled 1060 and 15 that you got perfect. It's to take basically staying in the same distance. Someone's going to run past without panning, which is kind of difficult to just kind of behave yourself, so to speak, by not moving the camera. Let's have a look. So, yeah, this is one of the issues. It's actually a great picture. It's just a little bit not sharp, but the lack of sharpness, it's a shame because it would be really special if it was actually sharp. The sharpness, the reason why the little boy here is not sharp is because you focused on the background here, which is difficult because we've learned that focus is distance. Now, when somebody's running past you, when you take the picture, especially if he's on the side, your camera won't be able to focus on that distance because there's nothing there. So it will focus on what's behind that distance, which is, as you can see, this grass area, which is in focus. We're going to turn this anyway. We'll play with this in Lightroom, but it's a good attempt. The problem was just the focus, but you've definitely demonstrated the 1,000th of a second. Now we don't have that problem so much. The way to remedy this issue is by focusing on the floor where your subject is going to be running past. You understand? Because let's say if you can make a marker from here and then to here, whatever it is, and say to your subject, I want you to run from A to B. Now you know that he's going to be going in a certain line that's a certain distance from you. So now if you can focus your camera on that area in the road, then you've got two options. You could either turn your camera to manual focus. I'll show you in a second. There we go. So you can either turn your camera to manual focus, which is on the lens. It just says MFAF. Okay, but you have to be very careful. Remember that when you take pictures again, your camera will be locked on whatever distance that is to the road. So very careful to make sure that once you've taken the picture in MF, you flick back to AF. Okay, it's a big mistake that people make sometimes at the beginning, and you only make it once because it will ruin all the pictures from the shoot. Anyway, so you've done that here. You're going to talk. There's another thing. You're F22. You haven't learned about that yet, so you'll see in the next couple of classes what that means. That's giving you a longer, what we call depth of field. That is going to keep depth of field of focus, which means it wasn't so much the distance got much longer. The focal distance, which means everything in a long range was sharp. So the reason why he's sharp in this instance is not because you got the focus properly, I don't think, although it could be that you did, but it's because you're at a very long depth of focus. You'll understand what that means in the next couple of classes. Okay, and then also here, great, now the camera is a little bit overexposed, and you will understand in the next couple of classes, again, if you go back to this picture, and you'll probably ask the question, why did it get bright? You'll find out that then. A 15th of a second, we can see a lot of movement. Obviously, this leg and this arm and the face moved quicker moved more of a distance than the foot at that 15th of a second. That's why that's a little bit sharper than the rest of the body. And in regards to moving, it looks like you panned a little bit, which is difficult not to do, but it looks like you panned a little bit. Maybe you didn't, not sure. Anyway, good one, nice one. Okay, this one is called panning, and this is excellent. This is a great shot. This is really a great shot. It's difficult to get this picture. You listen to the instructions good, and you also were able to focus, which is great. I would probably crop this a little bit to give, I love panoramic images give just so much more like dynamic energy to the picture. Or it also looks like you've got, you need to clean your sensor, which I generally wouldn't do by myself. What you need to do is you'll have inside the menu the ability to open up the shutter. What you need is something that blows not wet air. So they sell these like bellows, these little like pumpy things that you can use to blow off the dust. Do not like blow with your mouth. but you need to get some air in there somehow without any moisture. So definitely not blowing with your mouth. Okay, that's a great shot. Now here we're on to, there were a couple of other homeworks you didn't do. Try and take the time out to do them, because they're good fun, and they really will get you, they will get these ideas deeper into your head, and they'll just be everything. It really is dependent on putting time into this. It really is. So this is the photo shoot. Okay, this is really a lovely picture. You've got your focus. Let's just look at the stats. Stats are great. We're going to get more into the stats as you go forward in the course. You're only up to class 2 right now, but they are fine. I'm pretty sure that a flash went off here, or it was a very bright room, or there was a big window maybe to the right side, but there's a lot of light in the picture. You've cropped in very close. There's a good strong triangle here. Excellent. This could be, I'm just wondering, should we take this one or this one into Lightroom? Maybe we'll take this one into Lightroom. Okay. Now, I appreciate that you're paying attention to the directions. That's good. This image, one of the things, this is a much more advanced thing that I'll just I'll just mention to you right now. The light on his face. The truth is that we can see there's light on that side, but it seems it's confusing now because I've seen there's light on that side anyway. In regards to, we're not going to get into the light then, it's a little more complex than I thought. This image I would leave a little bit more space. It's a little bit overexposed. Okay, I'd leave a little bit more space. And what would make things a little bit nicer here would probably be if he was to be turning his shoulder. This shoulder should come closer towards you, and that would give more of a feeling. Because although his face is looking that way, the energy coming, the tensions coming from his body are more staying straight. So it'd probably be better to turn a little bit around. In the next few lessons, you'll learn that you should always have your subject come far from the background. Okay, this is great. This is sensitive, sensitively composed. You have a nice, like you have a sensitivity to the composition, which is nice. This is like my hometown here. It's balanced. The light, a flash has gone off. You can see in her eye from the reflection. He's looking downwards, so you can't see from him. But if he was looking a little bit higher up, that flash would have banged right out of his glasses. You can see the reflection on his teeth. Stats, you'll see in the next classes that the stats could be better. But this is a lovely picture. I'm sure they'll love this. I appreciate the balance. I appreciate the fact that we've got story going on over here and context, and then we've got the people who really care about on this side. Okay, this isn't as well balanced as this picture. Oh, maybe it's because I think it's because I cropped it 1 second. So let's have a look over here. Let's just crop in and drop over here. Good. So now this answers my question. So I saw in this picture, see this foggy area here? Now I thought that could actually be the exhaust from this bike. I was going to say you need to clean your lens, but I thought it could have been the exhaust from the bike, so I didn't say anything. But now we see over here, yeah, you do have to clean your lens. Now I will show you how I clean my lens. I use cotton, which I usually wear a shirt like this. So I just use cotton and I rub like that. If that doesn't help, then you can use a lens solution. I wouldn't recommend blowing, like breathing onto your lens, although I've done that many times. But yeah, just using some kind of soft cotton. You don't need to get a dedicated lens cloth like this kind of thing. But you can as well if you like. Okay, here stats are quite good. Stats are okay. The problem really is the light is so flat. I don't know if you're using flash. It could very well be using flash. Does it say here? Yeah, flash is used. I would try and give a little bit more room. and I would try and have your subject create some kind of shape. It's a little bit intense, just the face, bang. So I would try and get the arms involved, and try and get more of the torso involved to create some kind of shape, leaning down. It's a little bit too light, a little bit too in your face, a little bit too intense. Let's go to this picture and take this one into Lightroom. Let's have a look what we can do. Okay. So I'm going to go black and white. I want to try and give it some energy. I'm going to make it gritty. I'm going to make it... I want it to... That ruffleness of the feather is giving me the word gritty. So I want to make it like an intense kind of gritty moment. First thing we're going to do is we're going to crop in. Yeah, because remember, cropping in close gives you intimacy and intensity. We're going to crop up his head as well, which also gives a dynamic energy. Like that. I think we're going to lose the to fill in here, which really loses context, which I'm not sure is a good idea. We really do need that actually there context wise. So I think we're going to sacrifice the composition a little bit for the context. Okay, now we're going to go to black and white, and I'm going to go down here. Okay, I'm going to add quite a bit of clarity, I think. Yeah, that's good. And I'm also, for sure, the truth is actually I want to open up those blacks, which actually could be shadows. There we go. A little bit. And now I want to add in some grain, quite a lot of grain. That's looking great. I think now also I'm going to even crop down tighter like this, and I'm going to add a radial filter. I actually like what this is doing, adding more clarity here, and I think I'm going, and it raised the exposure that teeny little bit, and I'm going to duplicate this and just move it over here so I can see what I'm doing. I'm going to turn it the other way, and I'm going to drop down the exposure. And I'm going to brighten this up a teeny bit more. And then I think I'm also going to actually add a vignette. There we go. Okay, let's have a look what we did. Let's just get out of all these. Let's just go to black screen here. Get rid of me. So 1 second, let's just have a look again. Good. Esther, great. Keep up the good work, but please also remember, I know it's hard, there's loads of stuff going on, and we're just getting back to life after all the holidays and everything. But there were more there were more homeworks to do. I'm telling you, the more you put in, the more you'll get out. You've got excellent potential. I can see you've really got potential. So just remember, the more you put in, the more you get out. Nothing good comes easy, and you're on your way to success. Okay, looking forward to seeing your next installment. All the best.